Today in the Boot Guide, we are looking at the LUCCHESE HAAN. So right off the bat, I'm sure the first thing you're wondering is what type of leather is that? This is a hornback caiman leather. It is part of the exotic line of LUCCHESEs. And it's just beautiful. They are outstanding. When you see a pair of these in person, you too will feel the same way that I feel right now. If you're into exotic leathers, if exotic leathers aren't your thing, then this boot isn't going to really do much for you. But if you like seeing the exotic leather boots, especially in the Western lines, this LUCCHESE is definitely something you need to see in person. Now let's talk about the characteristics that make this boot comfortable. It is the type of boot it is. It is a classic horseman's boot. So if you come from wearing work boots, if you come from wearing pull-on boots with hard rubber soles, moving into a horseman style boot is going to be a natural progression because of the square toe, because of the square heel, and because of the shank and just the way the overall fit of a horseman's boot is. This thing's just going to feel great right out of the box. Out of the box, the first thing you're going to notice is the way the upper is connected to the sole with this double row of stitches on the square toe. Now, it is a beautiful look and it adds a lot of surface so your foot can actually spread out in there. And that's what I'm talking about. When you come from wearing work boots, you've already got a big wide foot from just being on your feet your whole life. And when you want to move into a nice classic pair of high-end Western boots, having a square toe instead of a pointy toe means you're going to get more wear out of the boot. You're going to spend more hours in these in your off hours. These are going to be your casual boot because you're going to be a lot more comfortable with this toe shape. Now let's talk about the inside of the boot. It's beautifully lined, and when you run your hand all the way through the boot, down into the vamp section, through the arch and in the heel, the thing you're going to notice is that it is super soft. Every part inside the boot is super soft. It is some of the softest leather I've felt inside a boot in a really long time. Now, that's not to say that it isn't a hard leather insole inside there, because it is, because boots like this are not made to be soft, cushy, comfortable boots. These are boots that form and shape to your foot. And by using an exotic leather and by using super soft leathers inside, when you put this thing on, it should be a little snug. It should fit, because you're going to have to collapse the heel and you're going to have to heat this thing up and just let it shape and form to your foot. Now, I got to mention that these are handmade in Texas, so these are American-made boots. And it shows. It really does show that this is a handmade boot. I mean, I can't say it enough. Just by looking at it and touching it, you can tell that somebody took the time to cut out each individual piece. And I think what really drives that whole idea home is when you look at them side by side. When you look at the left and the right, and you can just see the time it took somebody to cut the material to fit each piece to look identical and exact. And then you notice that there are just little things that are off, little tiny things, when you're really adding up the symmetry of each boot. And that's what makes the boots unique and beautiful. Now, when it comes to buying a pair of these and it comes to sizing a pair of these out, it's not really the kind of thing you can do on the net. It's not really the kind of thing you can just order a pair. You've got to go out somewhere and you got to get measured and you got to get them on your foot. And there are a lot of Western boot shops out there. Even if you live in a big city or a small city, there's got to be somebody around you that carries Western boots. Now, if it is something that there is nobody around and you really got your heart set on a pair of exotic boots, I would actually say, if you're going to start ordering online to understand your foot a little bit better, go try on pull-on boots if you don't wear them now. And if you already wear pull-on boots, and if you've already been wearing pull-on boots, moving into a pair of these exotics, making that online purchase should be a lot easier for you. Now, LUCCHESE has different toes and different heels when you look. And when you look over their website, they'll have a classification on what all the different toes and heels are. On this boot here, it is a WS toe, and the heel classification is S. Now, if you're wondering about the height of the shaft, it's a 12-inch high boot. So it's not the tallest boot out there, and it's not the shortest boot. They are a really nice height. And the cutaways at the top, the nice allotment that they're giving you, makes this HAAN a really easy on and off boot. Now, the one thing I gotta stress as being an exotic boot owner and wearer is that when it comes to taking off your exotic boots, don't kick them off with the other foot. Don't heel to toe it. Don't kick them off like that. Use a boot jack to take off your exotics. In fact, use a boot jack to take off all your Western boots. One, it makes the boot come off much easier. It's easier on your back, and it actually preserves the way the boot is put together. When you start ramming your foot in there and you start trying to catch that little bit, you're actually doing more damage to your boots, and you're actually just looking to hurt yourself. Use the boot jack. It's a very simple tool, and it works extremely well, and it preserves your beautiful boots. So that's the Hahn by Lucchese Bootmakers out of Texas in this beautiful hornback Cayman exotic leather. Hey, if you own anything from Lucchese, please comment below. Let guys know what you think of the brand. Let guys know which model you own. And if you own exotic leather boots, please comment below and let guys know how to take care of them. What are you doing? What are you putting on them? How are you keeping them clean? And how are you keeping them soft? Please comment below. Hey, if you want to see some different detailed photos of the Hahn, swing by thebootguy.com. They all have a full listing of different detailed photos. I'll also have a couple links that'll get you back to the Lucchese site so you can better understand their fit guide and you can better understand the toe and heel classification on all their boots. Please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And if you're on Instagram or Twitter, remember you can always follow me there. All week long I find interesting, beautiful boots like this Hahn. I take some photos, I put them out there so we can have a conversation about the boots. Hey, if you're about to order a pair of these Lucchese's online and you just got a few questions and you just want to know my thoughts and opinions on the boot you're about to buy or about the size and the fit you're going to choose, shoot me over an email, pick my brain, see what I got to say, and see if I can help you make that decision. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching. If you want to see a few detailed photos of the boot that you're not going to find online anywhere outside of on my site, swing by my site. Check out my exotic photos.